What's up, class, and welcome to a quick tips and tricks video in the No Mod Shop class here on the Skooled Zone. In my last video on invisibly wiring your settlement, I passed by this spotlight and mentioned that there's a glitch associated with both types of spotlights where they turn off once in a while. Well, one method to restart them is to go into your workshop, select the spotlight, deselect it, and then it'll return to scanning. But, you know, that's kind of a pain. So I had suggested adding a switch in between the power source and the spotlight. Then you can just flip the switch on and off and it'll go back to scanning. But right after I recorded that episode, I thought to myself, well, if the glitch just requires a power source shutdown and restart to reset the spotlight, then why not set it up so it'll do it automatically? That way you don't have to keep running over and flipping a switch. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Oh, and by the way, these wall-mounted spotlights get unlocked by completing the Automatron DLC, in case you haven't done that. I'll leave a time link code in the description to where those blueprints are located, but this trick I'm going to show you will work on either type of spotlight. So what I'm going to do real quick is get rid of this switch and the wires, and I'll show you the better way to do it. Oh, and by the way, I'm safe while I'm in workshop mode. It doesn't seem to trigger his dialogue when I'm in workshop mode. So as long as I stay in workshop mode, and he'll just pass on by. Okay, so here we go. We're going to head over to, oh, and by the way, in case you haven't seen my wire glitch video or the last video on invisibly wiring your settlement, this wire is running underground over to the primary conduit, which is running over to the super reactor. So check out those videos so you'll learn how to do that first, and that way this will make sense and it won't look like I'm using mods or anything. Okay, so we're going to head over to power, and instead of using a switch, we're going to use this rarely used item called the interval switch. So as it says, it switches on and off repeatedly, and you can use a terminal to change the intervals. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that up right here. All right, and then I'm going to hook up the conduit to that, and then the interval switch up to the spotlight. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's going to turn off for however long it's set to, and then it'll turn back on again, okay? So to control that, we're going to head over to the miscellaneous section. Just throw down a quick terminal, hook the terminal up to the interval switch, and now make sure Preston's on around. And then I'm going to hop on the terminal, and here we have interval switch control. Perfect. So we're going to set the on time to the maximum, which I believe is 10 seconds. Too bad it's not longer. And then we're going to set the off time to the minimum, which I believe is 1 second. Perfect. Okay. So we'll exit out of that, and then check it out. It's going to turn off for 1 second and turn right back on again. And it's just going to keep cycling through. Okay, so that's the gist of this workaround, and with this method, you'll never have to touch your spotlights again. However, I don't like leaving all this stuff just hanging out there, so I'm going to show you how to clean it up. But I wanted to say this at the end because some viewers whined and moaned when I did the cleanup part first in my jukebox hacking video. Look, aesthetics are all part of the building process, but I understand the short attention span some viewers have, so stick around if you want to see me make this a little nicer. Otherwise, hope this helped. Okay, so first of all, now that we've got the time delay on and off set with the terminal, we don't need the terminal anymore. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to store it. And once this is set up, once I set up all these interval switches, then I could set up the terminal anywhere within my settlement as long as it's hooked up to the same power source, and then change the intervals for all of them. You know, if I decide to set up some more spotlights or whatnot. So that's the first thing. The second thing we're going to do is try to work this interval switch, you know, maybe a little bit into the wall to make it look a little nicer. So for that, I'm going to head over to decorations, throw down a mat, pull the interval switch onto the mat, and then I can just rug glitch this over into the wall. Ha, you can't talk to me. So now if you wanted to, you could completely hide this in the wall, you know? Move out of the way, man. He was making it so I couldn't hide it. Okay, so you could just completely hide this in the wall. You can't ever get to it that way unless you deconstruct whatever it is that you've attached the spotlights to. But, you know, it's an easy way to hide the interval switch, and it'll make it look completely seamless. I'm going to go ahead and actually pull it out a little bit and have it cover this conduit on the ground. That way, if I ever need to manipulate this interval switch at all, then it's right there, and at the same time, it'll be kind of sitting right over on top of this conduit here. All right, so that's what I'm going to do right there, and then pull the rug out. It'll sink right down onto the conduit, make it look a little more seamless, and now I will never have to touch this spotlight again. It's just going to cycle through and bypass that glitch by resetting the power on its own. Pretty sweet, huh? All right. Well, I hope this quick tips and tricks video helped you guys out. No more deadbeat spotlights and no more need to manually turn them back on again. All automated. Gives it kind of an interesting new animation too. So the next video, we'll start our journey into the black diamond lessons as we eventually work our way into the double black diamond lessons. Double check that you're subscribed to the Skooled Zone to be notified when these videos drop, and be sure to throw a like on this video and share it around. Always appreciated. And if you feel inclined, throw a tip in the hat over on Patreon. We're getting very close to that first Patreon goal, which will allow me to add better music to my videos with a music subscription service. Thanks again for watching, guys. Happy building, and class dismissed.